Chunking up and chunking down, they're like breathing with your mind. Inhale wide, exhale precise. One expands, the other contracts. One zooms out to the cosmos, the other zooms in to the atom. And together, they stop you from being a dumbass who only sees trees but forgets the forest, or worse, worships the forest but trips over every root because you forgot there are trees. Chunking up is the father energy. It's the slap of sense. Stop crying over spilled milk. See the whole fucking farm. You lose your job. Chunk down. It's panic, rent, bills, food. Chunk up. It's perspective. This isn't the end. It's the opening of a bigger arc. The farm where new crops are waiting. Your career wasn't a prison break. It was training for your next season. Chunking down is the mother energy. It's the whisper. Slow down. Break it into steps. You can handle this. Example. You've got a giant project. Chunking up, you remind yourself this project matters because it builds my credibility, wealth and purpose. Chunking down. You take today's step. Open the file. Write the first paragraph. Send the one email. If you only chunk up, you risk being a stoner philosopher who talks big picture but can't tie your shoes. If you only chunk down, you drown in details and you miss the meaning. Building perfect sandcastles right before the tide. But if you cycle between them up and down, you ride life like lungs ride breath. That's balance. That's power. I can't do this task. No, chunk up. This task is part of a larger mission. The farm needs this fence built. Then chunk down. All I need to do right now is hammer the first nail. I'm failing. Chunk up. Failure. It's feedback in disguise. The farm needs weeds pulled before crops grow. Don't chunk up. You stay a hamster on a wheel, obsessed with trivial bullshit. Don't chunk down. You become an airy preacher with no ground. Both are karmic traps. When you talk to people, chunking up finds shared values. Chunking down finds personal detail. Someone says, I hate my job. Chunk up. So what you value is freedom, purpose, growth. That's value elicitation. They nod. Rapport grows. Then chunk down. So what small change tomorrow would move you closer? Asking your boss for one new project. Applying for one new role. You pace, meet them in emotion, then lead, guide them toward empowered action. This builds deep rapport because you're speaking both to the soul's why, chunking up, and the ego's how, chunking down. Your brain is a prediction machine. Chunking up engages the default mode network. Pattern reconfiguration, future projection. Chunking down activates task-positive networks. Focus, sequence, execution. If you don't alternate, you get cognitive imbalance, burnout, anxiety, or dissociation. Psychologically, chunking up reduces stress by zoning out. Functional MRI shows global framing reduces the amygdala's activity. Chunking down creates momentum by giving dopamine hits with micro wins. It's literally neurological yin-yang. And even now, as you hear these words, notice how you already do this. When you drive, chunk up, destination. Chunk down, steering the wheel. When you cook, chunk up. Nourishing family, chunk down, chopping onions. When you argue, chunk up. I love this person. Chunk down. Right now. I'm just irritated that I've socks on the floor. You already switch states. Fluidly, unconsciously. And because you do, you can do it more deliberately, right now, tomorrow, always. A farmer saw a broken fence and cursed. The cows will escape. His son said, it's just one plank, Dad. That's chunking down. The farmer's wife said, without the fence, we'll lose the herd, the harvest, the year. That's chunking up. The wise farmer said, we'll fix one plank today so the herd stays in the field tomorrow. That's balance. So why do you fear it? You fear chunking up because if you zoom out, you might see how small you've been playing. You fear chunking down because detail means sweat, responsibility, no hiding. But the karma of avoiding it is brutal. Stuck cycles, repeated mistakes, regret. If you chunk up, you see destiny. If you chunk down, you walk it. If you do both, you stop being a victim of circumstance and become the architect of your life. Ignore this, you'll keep crying over spilled milk. Forever blind to the farm. Live this. You'll feed not only yourself, but everyone at your table. Chunking up is the cosmic why. Chunking down is the earthly how. Together, they're the lungs of wisdom. Without one, you suffocate. With both, you breathe destiny into reality.